Today, on another magical Friday, we're going to take a look at another Dragonflight talent tree. This time it's going to be for the priestesses, cloth paladins, right? So I'm a little excited. As usual, I'm going to, just like what I did with the Death Knights and Druids, I'm going to do my best to, demonstrate some understanding. I do understand this just a little bit. And just go through the motions of what's going on here, what is what's the dealie. I have here the descriptions. We don't have like a complete looking tree. It's not interactive or anything like that, so we're going to do our best to try to understand all this stuff. But yeah, hi to folks, hi to Ezreal, to Macosma, to Zera, to folks who are going to be taking a look at this. I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube as well, so in case people miss out on it. Cool. We will go over that. No chat on auction house changes or new chat channel. I'm saving that for tomorrow. That's what Warcraft Weekly is for. So for now, let's take a look at the talent stuff. And let's see. Okay, we'll start with what is baseline. Baseline. There's like a whole description up here, and whatever. Not a big deal. Let's start off with what people will just get. At max level, priests will have access to these abilities. They are earned through leveling and do not require you to spend talent points to have them. So we get Smite, cool, Shadow Word Pain, Resurrection, Power Word Shield, Power Word Fortitude, okay, Mind Vision, Mind Soothe, Mind Blast, cool, Levitate, Flash Heal, Fade, Desperate Player, Psychic Scream, Dispel Magic, and Focused Will, and that's it. Nothing new. It looks like that priest will just get baseline. So, all right, that makes it nice and easy. Let's take a look at the class talents, which are the ones that that are on the left side, supposed to be on the left side of the talent tree. Row 1. So let's try to identify these together, just in case. So Prayer of Mending. We're quite familiar with that, and this is a freebie when you select Holy or Disc. I presume that Shadow Word Death here is something that you'll automatically get. Yep, when you learn, when you spec for Shadow. So those are your freebies. Go you. Wrote Renew is a talent, not like a freebie. Okay, so Renew is a talent that you can spec in or not spec into. Focused Mending is this one right here. Prayer of Mending does 45% increased healing to the initial target. I'm a big fan of Prayer of Mending. Like, if there was a way that I could just heal doing mostly that, like a smart heal thing, that'd be great. But that's also why I'm messing around with a Mistweaver Monk right now too. But as a priest, this is fun too. Purify, this cleanse is going to be a talented thing. I'm sure people are going to be thrilled about that. Improved Shadow Word Pain. The Shadow Word Death's cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds. I think that's kind of a thing already. It's just before it was a rank, and in this case, before it was like a rank that you got, I think, while leveling, and in this case, it's a talent choice. So it's just a matter of choosing to put that in. So no difference there. Shadow Mend is going to be a thing that you can. Talent into. That's interesting. Third row, so we're here right now. So Renewed Faith, your healing is increased by things on targets with your Renew. Okay. And then Benediction, this one I was curious about. So your Prayer of Mending has a 25% to leave a Renew on each target it heals. I recall that's like, that used to be some sort of perk somewhere. So this one is kind of neat. That's a nice little bit of free healing. Improve Smite, damage, boring. Okay, not that boring, especially for Disc. But right now we're just looking at the class tree. Yeah, so this would be definitely good for that. Okay, and then here you have a choice node for movement, body and soul, or angelic feather. That kind of makes sense based on other talent trees that we're familiar with, where we have 3 choices. Mind Restrain. Mind Blast prevents a small amount of damage dealt by the enemy. That sounds different. You know, that sounds new. Not familiar with this one. I mean, it's kind of like Dark Atonement, but you know, not. And then what is this one? Wait, Mind Restrain, Masochism. Okay. This is Mind Restrain. Okay, Masochism is right here. When you cast Shadow Word Mend on yourself, its damage over time effect heals you instead and reduces all damage you take. PvP thing. Otherwise, kind of meh. Improved Mind Blast. Mind Blast cooldown is reduced. Yeah, so some of these NNF or things that just don't have names, they're simply ranks that I think went on to the abilities before, but now they just need to have a name for the stuff to give them these ranks. I mean, they could just, you know, they're calling it Improved Mind Blast. That might end up being the final name. All right, row 4, so we're right here. Say your prayers. Prayer Mending has a 6% chance to not consume a charge when it jumps to a new target. 6% sucks. I mean, it's nice, but it's only 6%, dude. But then that's on top of, like, what is it? Like this right? No, right up here. With on top of Renewed Faith. I mean, you get more out of it. I still like the Benediction thing more. So how hard can we spec into Prayer of Mending? And how useful would it like really be, right? Anyway, 6% does feel like kind of meh. And then here is Enlightenment. You regenerate Manzas faster. This is like a must. So if you're going here, you will make your way down here no matter what. So you might be going in this direction. You might be going in this direction. You might pick up some stuff in the meantime. You know, I think a lot of folks will at least default at this direction because, or at least they'll go here so they can get like the spell and then go down this other route here, picking up stuff along the way. That's not, yeah, so that's kind of acceptable. Enlightenment, okay, we went over that. Power Infusion, right here in the middle. So people will definitely be coming back. Power Infusion is staying. I think that's kind of a highlight. Power Infusion is there. So have fun, you know, save your gold so you can buy PIs from your priest. Twist of Fate is here. After healing a target, you deal more stuff, which is kind of cool. Taming the Shadow. Shadowman has a 50% chance to deal no damage. I mean, there's a definite leaning here, you know, which is like, okay, you either go one side or the other for the most part. How much are you going to dance in here? You know, Disc Priests are not going to give a damn about Prayer of Mending or Renew. But it is interesting that a Disc Priest can pick up Prayer of or a Disc Priest is going to have Prayer. Yeah, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's going to be a thing. Disc Priests, Prayer of Mending. That's not a thing right now, right? Prayer of Mending is like exclusively like a holy thing. I hope I'm not wrong about that, but that's kind of neat. We are now at row 5, so I'll just kind of scroll down here. So we're right here. Holy Nova, which is kind of the same thing as it was before. Holy Nova is accessible to all, is potentially accessible to all specs, which is kind of neat. I have a feeling, you know, I kind of remember the days. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I kind of remember the days when Holy Nova was like pretty significant, and I think it actually caused a bubble, if I recall correctly. But maybe I'm losing it. Leap of Faith is something that everyone will, you know, all specs will be able to have. Master Spell, usual stuff. Mind Control is there. I'm kind of interested in this path here. Where does that take us? And then Shadow Fiend is really far over here. Although it doesn't exactly say that, hey, your Shadow Fiend will restore mana or anything like that. We'll have to look like a little bit further down. Someone says it's interesting they gave Disc and Holy the same base priest starting point when Frost and Holy didn't have the same treatment. I think you'd want to compare priests to druids there, Mage Master, because priests and druids are much more of a hybrid than Death Knights, because you're talking about 2 DPS specs. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying too. All right, so row 6, I believe it is here now. Cleric's Armament. Smite deals more damage while you are shielded. Oh, I don't like that. Because, yeah, I would hope that it would just like kind of like, if you get a bubble on you, then for the next something seconds, then Smite deals 10% additional damage, right? But then that also feels like kind of a waste of mana. But oh well. Improved Holy Nova. If your Holy Nova deals damage to at least 3 enemies, a second Holy Nova will be cast a moment later at 50% effectiveness at the same location. Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't remember that being a thing. I kind of like that. All right, Clear Mind. Dispels costs 20% less manzas, which is actually kind of... This is to me is an example of like a pretty cool talent. It sounds boring, right? But to me, it sounds kind of cool because in case you happen to, you're in a group and you're running like, you're running fewer healers, or you're just the person that's better at dispelling, or you're just the only priest and you're expected to mass dispel. This is something that you'll be like, okay, fuck, let me get this so I can last a little bit longer during the fight. So that's, yeah, it's a very simple, but it's kind of a cool talent. Angel's Mercy is right here in the middle. Damage you take reduces the cooldown of Desperate Prayer based on the amount of damage taken. Cute. Dominant Mind. You may also control your own character while... Okay, we know what that one is. And this one was like, what, like the Mind Blast thing? No, this was Mind Control. And then this is better Mind Control. Right next to it, under Shadow Fiend, is Throes of Pain. Shadow Word Pain deals an additional 5% damage over duration. When an enemy dies, you gain some insanity. You gain insanity and manzas. Okay, cool. And then here is Improved Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend now restores 1% mana or insanity to one of its attacks. This feels far though. For a Disc and Holy Priest, they've got to like. They have to go down this route in order to get Shadow Fiend mana. So they have to go, this is the freebie. They're going to get the Dispel, but then they're going to have to deviate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points in order to get here. And maybe that's okay. But it also means that they're kind of sacrificing some versatility here on the healing side, which is, it feels bad, but that's kind of the point of talents. You're supposed to feel bad about choosing one thing over another, but then you also specialize. So it's like you're going this route. Cool, your heals are more potent. You have more versatility here, but you're going to have a bit less mana over the fight. Not exactly a Mythic Plus thing for sure, but definitely for raids, this is something that would make a person think, okay, I got to specialize a little bit more. I can't be as versatile. Mythic Plus, different story. So again, this sort of thing, it does produce like these sorts of bad feelings, but that's where I would compliment the thoughts on them designing this. Next row 7, Tools of the Cloth. Holy Nova deals an additional damage while you're shielded. Yeah, see, I don't like that one. This I don't like. Like, give yourself like a... I don't know if it's still a thing, but remember Weakened Soul? You bubble something and then they have a Weakened Soul and you can't bubble them for a little while. It should be like that. Like if while your Weakened Soul is active, shit is better. Things are better or whatever. So anyway, this is Tools of the Cloth. Shackle Undead is going to be a talented thing, which not everybody needs. But when you do need it, it's fantastic. Thank you, Anduin. This one's a 2-pointer. Twins of the Sun Priestess. Power Infusion also grants you its effects when used on an ally. I think that was a legendary or something. But in order to get down here, I see Mind Games down there. In order to get down here, you gotta use these 2 points. So this is kind of an expensive route to take, and I'm curious like what's going on like down here, but I guess we'll see. And then Puppet Master. Shadow Fiend and Dominant Mind increase your mastery by something while active. That'll be great as long as mastery is important for whichever spec you're using. Alright, row 8. So Blessing of Renewal. Renew heals for an additional 5% and its mana cost reduced by 10%. Boring. I really hope these other things are interesting. Charitable Soul. Casting Power Word Shield on an ally also shields you for 10% of the amount for 10 seconds. That's also kind of like meh. Translucent Image. For the first 5 seconds of Fade, you take reduced damage. Great for PvP. Actually, this might be a PvP thing because of Mind Games, although Mind Games is useful, I hear. And then Mindbender. So this changes your stuff to Mindbender. Okay. And you have to go down this route in order to get like the good stuff. So this definitely feels like a difficult route to go for if you're healing. If you want to have like the Mindbender stuff. All right. Row 9. We're getting close. We're like down here now. Unwavering Will. While above 75% health, the cast times of your spells are reduced by quite a bit. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know if that's already a thing, but that's that feels like it almost feels like it's worth going down this. Light's Inspiration over here. Desperate Prayer heals you for an additional thing. Okay, this side. What is this one? I forgot what this is. This better be good because this is like 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. A lot of these are, but this is better be like freaking worth it. Tithe Evasion is right here. Shadow Word Death deals less damage to the caster. Very boring. Rabid Shadows, your Shadow Fiend's attack speed is increased by 5 or 10%. See, this is like the best one, but it's so far to go if you are healing. Bummer. And finally, row 10. Holy Word Life. This sounds new. A word of holy power that heals the target. If the target is not below 20% health, the caster takes damage. Oh, the caster, you take damage equal to the amount healed? What the fuck? Okay. Oh, I gotta reread this. A word of holy power that heals the target. If the target is not below 20% health, the caster takes damage equal to the amount healed. Healing is increased by 150% to targets below 20% health. 30-second cooldown. So it's like an oh snap. It's the opposite. Shadow Word Death, Holy Word Life. 30-second cooldown. Triple not triple the healing. More healing plus potential crit, right? If the target is below 20% health. I mean, that'd be easy enough to track with the right add-on that'll inform you on the raid frame. Hey, this dude is under 20%. Go, go, go. It's a little bit dangerous too, though, if you think about it, especially if you're in a raid and you got like, people with HOTS and druids or whatever, and you see someone below 20% health. Obviously, most of the healers are going to be like, oh shit. And they're gonna want to pump. It's kind of instinct. It's kind of an instinct. And so, what's the likelihood that you, priest, are going to, reach over as fast as you can, hit your Holy Word Life, but still be slow enough that HOTS are keeping the person up. Or if it's a tank, like if it's me, like if I'm at 20% health, I might pop my Lay on Hands or something like that, or my Word of Glory will just like, boom, shoot me back up. And then all of a sudden you hit yourself. So then it feels like a waste. So this is like a high skill sort of thing, or, kind of circumstantial. Interesting ability though. And the dude, okay, this icon looks really odd. It looks like a dude leaning back on his chair and he's like beaten off. I'm sorry, dude. Like take a look, dude. I'm trying to make it bigger. I can't make it bigger. He's like, oh, that's a very questionable icon. I'm like 5 years old, okay? Or I'm like 12. Let's go with that. I'm 12 years old. Did you not know that, guys? All right, what's the next one? Crystalline Reflection Power Word Shield instantly heals the targets and it reflects 20. Okay, so this is like this is like an old thing. This icon does look familiar. I don't know about this tree though. Like, it's like if you're a disc, it's like you might as well, right? You might as well, but it still doesn't feel like all that great. And then mind games is down here. Assault an enemy's mind, which is basically mind games. So all priests can get mind games. That part's kind of cool. And then Shadow Flame Prism. Mind Blast and Shadow Word Death calls your Shadow Fiend to teleport behind your target, slashing up to 5 nearby enemies. Whoa. For damage. Each time a rift is triggered, the duration of Shadow Fiend is increased. Wait, each time a rift is triggered. Does that mean... So by rift, are they just talking about every time you use Mind Blast and Shadow Word Death? Maybe. That's kind of cool, because then that'll give like an extra what? An extra couple seconds of your Shadow Fiend. Because yeah, I'm not quite sure what they mean by a rift. I'm just gonna guess, yeah, it's just when you use the ability. Mad Muffin is saying every time you just use it. Okay, that's kind of neat. Definitely neat if you... Well, I guess... Too bad it's not... It's just Mind Blast and Shadow Word Death. That kind of gives it a cap on how long you'd be able to extend it. Because if it was something like, you know, Void Torrent or whatever that is, then you might be able to get a little bit more out of it. Because you'll be doing that along with Void Torrent things and blah, 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 blah. Then you can double, you know, double what this talent would otherwise give you. So this is just the base. This is just the class tree, the hybrid stuff. So let's take a look at the specializations, shall we? Shadow Flame Prism. Oh, it's a legendary. Okay, right on. See, goes to show what I know. Okay, so let's scroll over here and look at Discipline. Let's go. Purify at the very top. Huh. Dispels thing. It combines with Purify Disease if known. Oh, no, this is just magic. So you will learn. You will learn at least magic. Now that's interesting. So what about... Okay, so Holy's different. That's different. Yeah, interesting how at the very top is Magic Dispel, which is like the unique healer sort of thing. As for like diseases and poisons and stuff, like other classes that are non-healers can be, you know, they can potentially dispel stuff, but this is just magic. So a disc priest can spec out of cleansing that stuff if they feel like it. It's dangerous. It's kind of situational, but that's kind of cool. Oh, dev note. Purify is currently a talent on the discipline tree, but will be moved to a base discipline ability at a later time. A talent will be moved to its current position to keep the overall tree structure. Okay, let me reread that. Purify is currently a talent on the tree, but it'll be moved to a baseline ability. Okay. So basically, never mind. just forget that. Yeah, just forget that. Okay, it's going to be Atonement, which is duh. Okay, row 2. Penance is something you spec into. What the shit? I figured penance would be at the top, right? Penance is like what discipline is in a lot of ways. But anyway, okay, penance is here. It's a thing, and you can go this route instead. And no, forget that. I just want Purify, which I guess is here now. Okay. Anyway, what's Inner Light and Shadow? Inner Light's healing spells cost less manzas. Inner Shadow, spell damage and atonement healing. Okay, this is just like... oh, so you activate this. Oh. So either healing or spell damage and atonement healing. That's interesting. Yeah. That's a kind of neat thing. And as someone's pointing out in chat, there are obvious, like, you can tell just by the colors there are ways you can lean, even as a disc priest. Very interesting. Okay, so let's go to row 3, which is here. Okay, Radiance, which feels like a gimme, a gimme. Yeah, this is like kind of like a stance. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this has me more interested about what's going on here. Okay, so sorry guys. Radiance is here. A burst of light does its thing. Cool. Choice node, I can go for Solace, which is the Manza restoration thing, which makes me think, okay, maybe I don't have to go Shadow Fiend, or I can for the extra mana. Or I can go for Shield Discipline. Okay, it's a mana restoration choice. Cool. And then Power of the Dark Side. Shadow Word Pain has a chance to empower your next penance with Shadow, increases its effectiveness, so a little bit more interactive there for a spec that's already very interactive. Row 4, Radiance is better. Boring, but okay. And improved Radiance again. Power of Radiance has an additional cooldown charge. Oh, right, because it only has like a little bit. It only has like one charge, and then you can add a second one, which is, well, it's a gimme if you wanna go down that tree. Pain Sup is here, which is very desirable. I imagine that most priests will want to pick this up. Schism is here. This is the thing where you hit them with something and then they take more damage, and then you do more atonement healing if you're doing atonement healing. Cool. Next row. Row 5. Contrition. When you heal with penance, everyone with your atonement. When you heal with penance, everyone with your atonement is healed for a small amount. It's a 2-rank thing. It doesn't tell you exactly what it is, and it splits you off into all these different directions. So I mean, you're gonna be getting this, I guess. Shining Force. Sega game creates a burst of light. I'll probably avoid this. Well, in most circumstances, except for like PvP and maybe Mythic Plus too. I guess Mythic Plus wouldn't be a bad idea either. Like Necrotic would be like, hey dude, this is run, Paladin. I just did Shining Force, and I'll be like, oh really? Oh, I thought that was me, and I'm just like still standing there anyway, so yeah, I'm bad. Protector of the Frail. Power Word Shield reduces the pain, the cooldown of Pain Sub by 2 to 4 seconds. Thank you. They only had the small one? Ah, good point. Thank you. She got me a donut. Anyway. Sorry about the interruption there. Power Word Shield. Okay, this is kind of a gimme. Like, no, is it a gimme actually? So, yeah, Protector of the Frail is right here. It's good if you want it to be good. I mean, this is a progression thing. How about that? This is a progression sort of talent. Psychic Voice reduces the cooldown of Psychic Scream by whatever. Dark Indulgence, Power of the Dark Side, which is that, I think, increases the effectiveness of Penance by an additional 10%. And then Malicious Scission. The duration of Schism is increased by 50%. Ooh, that's good. Because Schism is like how much? 9 seconds? So that gives you like a, 13.5 second sort of dealie? That helps. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, row 6. Here we go. Purge the Wicked. To me, this is like the bread and butter of discipline. We know what that is. Pain Transformation. Pain Suppression also heals your target for 5 to 10% of their maximum health, which is it's all right. It's all right. I mean, as an emergency button, right? It's like, oh crap, wow, and then they take reduced damage. They get a little bit of healing. Cool. It's like an instant gratification sort of thing. Sins of the Many. Your damage is increased by 6 to 12%, diminishing for each ally affected by your tome. This sounds familiar. I think I know what's going on with this one. And then Shadow Covenant. Make a shadowy pact, healing the target and 4 other injured allies within 30 yards. This sounds familiar too. It's kind of like Radiance here. For 7 seconds, your shadow spells deal more damage and healing, but your holy spells are crappier. Okay, yeah, so definitely like a shadow leaning sort of dealy. Okay, this was Pain Transformation, this was Sins of the Many, and then Shadow Covenant is here. Okay, I was looking at the wrong stuff. Okay, row 7. Nope, I take that back again. This was Sins of the Many, this is Shadow Covenant. Haha, I got it. Okay, Revel in Purity is right here. Purge of the Wicked deals more damage and spreads to a... Okay, yeah, definitely a gimme if you're going this route. Really good ability, unless you're doing a single target fight. And then it's kind of debatable. Do I want the 20% additional damage, or do I want to spend 2 points somewhere else, right? Castigation, this is like a must. Rapture, also a must for anyone popping bubbles. Swift Penitence, the damage or healing of your first bolt of penance is increased by whatever. Kind of far to go though. Yeah, really far to go. You'd have to start here and go, and work your way down. So maybe you can get this if you sacrifice like a little bit here on the side. And then Embrace Shadow. Shadow Covenant lasts an additional 4 seconds. Shadow Covenant, which is this, and normally it lasts for 7 seconds. Okay, so that's at least another one more spell plus an instant. So yeah, you can cram like a little bit more in there. All right, row 8, which is like right here. Choice Node, Spirit Shell, for 10 seconds. Oh yeah, that's right. Tons of bubbles, or to extend the duration of all your active. Okay, good choices. Tough choices here, but good ones to make. Exaltation, Rapture's duration is increased by a second. Ooh, a second. And Power Word Shield enhancement is increased by 7.5%. I mean, Rapture lasts how long? Rapture lasts 8 seconds. I feel like that's not a lot. That doesn't feel very compelling. I guess it's more like the Power Word Shield enhancement is increased, but yeah, that doesn't seem like much either. This feels like a dead point that I wouldn't really find interesting. And then Power Word Barrier is right here. Cool. And then pretty much anyone can go for this, which is cool. Over here is Divine Star or Halo. Ooh. I remember the days of Halo just doing like tremendous healing, and maybe it still does, but it feels like you gotta go pretty far. Yeah, you have to go down this entire route to get this. So it's like, is this big cooldown worth it to you? Especially when we got 2 more rows to consider. So, and then Twilight Corruption is here. While Shadow Covenant is active, Penance becomes Dark Reprimand, dealing shadow damage over 1.7 seconds. Oh, that's neat. Penance becomes Dark Reprimand, dealing shadow damage. So basically the same thing. Although it's shadowed, so does that really make a difference? Because I don't remember seeing things like, oh, you do extra shadow damage. I'm not quite sure if I caught that. It was just more damage, not exactly shadow damage. So kind of interesting. I hope it's just like, oh, it's just a cool effect, man. And that's it. All right, row 9. So we're now down here. Evenfall. Power Word Radiance has a 30 to 60% chance to grant Power of the Dark Side. Oh. Okay. That's kind of cool. I'm like trying to remember exactly what it does, because now I'm starting to like forget things. I think it was like here we go. So it gives you a chance for this. Power Word Shadow Word Pain has a chance to empower. So it's a combo. You do Radiance, you do Shadow Word Pain, or the fire thing. And then you'll do and then your penance will be stronger. So wow, that's like a multi-stage, hey, check me out sort of ability. Interesting though. Lesson in humility is right here. Smite deals more damage if you have at least 3 atonements active. That's kind of a gimme for a very atonement heavy build. Lenience, atonement reduces damage taken by 3%. Also very useful. Stolen Psyche, atonement heals for 20% more when it's when activated by Mind Blast. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Twilight Empowerment, Shadow Word Death's damage triggers atonement when used on targets below 20% health. Really? So Shadow Word Death otherwise doesn't trigger atonement? That's odd. Final row. Harsh Discipline. When atonement has healed a total of 100 times, your next penance is free and fires 3 additional bolts. Huh. So this is interesting. So if we're talking a total of 100 times no matter what, if you have like of course multiple people with atonement running, you have multiple HOTS running, especially like if you have if you're able to get a bunch of dots running on a bunch of dudes and you're in like a bigger group, then this thing will refresh like really, really fast. It feels like this is a lot to handle between like all the other different procs that we're seeing at the same time, but seems kind of fun. Indemnity is right here. Atonements granted by Power Word Shield last an additional 2 seconds. I think that's gonna be useful. Light's Wrath is here. Invoke the Light's Wrath, dealing radiant damage to the targets, increased by 10% per ally affected by your atonement, which, yeah, it's kind of cool, but I'd love to know what the numbers are. I guess it's going to be a nice big nuki heal button on top of everything else. Saladium is atonements granted by Shadow Word Man last an additional 2 seconds, so it's definitely like an either or sort of thing here. And then Wickedness is at the very bottom of this. Actually, it's not even at the bottom, because you notice here, like if you branch off into the shadow stuff, like it ends here, and then you deviate and it ends here, and then you can deviate and it ends here. Thank you, babe. But yeah, Divine Star and Halo now deal shadow damage and gain an additional effect. A Wicked Star deals additional shadow damage over 6 seconds to enemies in its path. Enemies hit by Divine Star are silenced for... Holy shit. Ooh, that's legit. Enemies hit by Divine Star are silenced for 2 seconds. Oh, fucking Anduin. That's... what's the cooldown? The cooldown on this is not very long, right? What's the cooldown on Divine Star right now? Oh, that's QO. Okay, so where is it? Does it show me a cooldown here? No, it doesn't. Yeah, that's a big AoE silence, man. That's neat. And then in Wicked Halo, enemies damaged by Halo are dealt additional shadow damage over 6 seconds. Each enemy hit by Halo reduces its cooldown by up to like 15 seconds or so. Now, Wicked Star seems like the really cool one. All right. Now, how much would I be able to manage to like mostly do atonement stuff, but still wanted to get Wicked Star because it's dope? This is like the really cool like Mythic Plus ability that people are gonna want to spec for, so that way they can add an additional silence that they can use on a pretty short cooldown. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so this was disc. Let's look at the next thing. Holy stuff. You better show me some crazy freaking Prayer of Mending, man. Because Prayer of Mending is my dog. Alright, Holy Tree. Alright, so so Purify is up here. Cool. And then Holy Words. Oh, you just get it. Okay, you just get Holy Words. When you cast Flash Hero Heal, the remaining cooldown your... Okay, this is Holy Word Sanctify, just that stuff. Okay. Heal. Obvious. Okay. Second row, Prayer of Healing, Serenity, and Holy Fire, which has its own. Well, they all have their own like branching bits of development. Cool. Third row, Sanctify. Okay, we know what this one is. It's a big thing. Cooldown reduced by 6 seconds every time. Yeah, every time you use Renew or Prayer of Healing. Okay. Chastise is down here for the big dam. Fourth row, Spirit of Redemption is something you spec into, which a lot of folks love, especially PvP. Awesome. Trail of Light, when you cast Heal or Flash Heal, 35% of the healing is replicated to the previous target that you healed with that thing. I mean, it's a very baseline sort of thing, or it's a thing that you gotta get to get like down this middle area, and especially if you want these choices, whatever they are. But I don't like this ability. I mean, I guess it's just very passive. I know this already exists. To me, it's like very passive, and you know, it just sounds like tremendous overhealing. But I guess it also means don't double heal the same person. Keep healing different targets each time, I guess. Censure is here. Holy Word Chastise stuns the target for 4 seconds. They get a stun. Has this always been a thing? Have Holy Priests ever had a stun before? That's new. That feels new. Guardian Spirit for the Healy thingy. Okay. Looks like there's probably an improved one down there too. Row 5, which is here now, increases the duration of Spirit Redemption by 50% and the range of its spells by 50%. You can spec into it. Okay. As a spirit, you may sacrifice your spirit to resurrect an ally. Put in yourself. This is new. Holy does have a stun. Okay. Oh, didn't know that. Is this new? I don't remember Holy Priest having a battle res. That's cool. So it's like you take this, and then, one, it's longer, you can do more stuff, and then towards the very end, boom, you get someone out. If a battle res is available, right? If there's one available. Cosmic Ripple is this one right here. When a Holy Word, Serenity, or Sanctify finish their cooldown, you emit a burst of light that heals up to 5 injured targets. I wonder what the range is on that. Circle of Healing is here. Circle of Healing is kind of like far down, but oh well. And then finally, a choice node, you get Divine Star Halo. Cool. Binding Heal is here, which is kind of a cool thing. It reduces the remaining cooldown of Serenity and Holy Word by... Okay, so it contributes to that. Surge of Light is here. Healing spells and Spy have an 8% okay, it's a 2-rank spell, but it doesn't say whether it's like 8 to 16% chance or whether it's 4 to 8%. So... A Guardian Angel is here. When Spirit saves the target from death, it doesn't expire. When Guardian Spirit expires without saving the target from... Okay. Yeah. That one's familiar. Then down here. Prayer Circle. Using Circle of Healing reduces the cast time and cost of your Prayer of Healing by 25% for 8 seconds, which is great because Prayer of Mending is the best. Choice node, Shining Force, CC stuff. So either the knockback thing or faster cooldown on your AoE Fear. Holy Conductor is right over here. Surge of Light has an additional 6 to 12 chance to occur if the target is affected by Renew or Holy Fire, which is typical, right? Yeah, so that's kind of an easy get. 7. Divine Hymn is a talent. Whoa. Divine Hymn is a talent. Light of the Naru is like this very exclusive thing here in the middle. The cooldowns of your holy words are reduced by an additional 33%. So if you're going holy word spam, go this route. But I guess this isn't a big deviation either. I forgot what this one is here, but then you want, I imagine that most folks are going to want Divine Star and or Halo, and are thus going to go this route too. So maybe this isn't as interesting as I thought, since it's kind of a gimme. Symbol of Hope here for the Manzas, right? Yeah, they get their mana back. Cool. Row 8, which is here. Piety of Mana. Cosmic Ripple heals 15% more, and it restores some of your mana. Cool. On top of Shadow Fiend, if you want to go that route, that wouldn't be so bad. Holy Word Salvation. Oh, two choices. Holy Word Salvation is here. This is like the big dam, but healing. where everyone gets both Renew and Prayer of Mending. I like that ability. And then this one is Avenging Wrath, basically. Light, or yeah, whichever. Burning Vehemence. Reduce the cast time of Holy Fire and reduce its cooldown by, that's, wow, compared to these two, this feels like doo-doo. I mean, sure, it's a quick thing on Holy Fire, but it's like, I mean, if you're doing progression and you need your damage, cool, you are contributing. 9th row, we're down here now. Tons of stuff in the 9th row. Gates of Song. Divine Hymn heals for more. Stacks of Divine Hymn increase healing received by 2 to 4%. So it's like super crazy for a Mythic Plus, I guess. Rune of Healing is here. Circle of Healing reduces the cooldown of Holy Word Sanctified by a bit more. Casting a Holy Word spell increases the healing of your next heal or flash heal by, kind of boring. Rune of Mending. Prayer of Mending reduces the cooldown of Holy Word Serenity by 4 seconds. That's a little helpful. Rune of Fire. Holy Fire reduces the cooldown of Holy Word Chastise by 4 seconds. And, so by taking the reduced cooldown of Holy Fire down here, then you'll be able to take advantage of that. So you can get more Chastise, which I guess is more stuns, I suppose. Searing Light. Smite deals additional damage to targets affected by Holy Fire. Holy Nova deals more damage to targets affected by Holy Fire. It feels like there's a path here to being a pretty effective hybrid damage healer sort of person, to the point where it's like it's significant enough to be an option. Yeah, dude, I know that they're not bringing like that much healing, but we need a little bit more. It's like we need a little bit more healing, guys, but we don't need that much more. But then someone like this can possibly contribute, so it's kind of cool. And then 10 Lightwell. Lightwell's a thing. I guess it's been a thing. Every 1 second, it's going to heal dudes. And it lasts for 15 heals. And doesn't seem like there's any way to make it better. Divine Words. The effectiveness of your next Holy Word things is increased and grants a corresponding buff. So it's a 1 minute, kind of button. Pretty far down to go. And yeah, kind of a weird route to go down too. And then Imperial Blaze refreshes Holy Fire. Your next 3 casts of Holy Fire are just nuts. Passive. Whenever Holy Fire is reapplied, its duration is now extended instead. So is it like a weird pandemic effect? Yeah, because I figured that like the typical pandemic effect, the whole thing with increasing dots by applying them at a certain time. Where'd that go? No flash concentration. I'm not familiar with that. If you want to remind me of what that is, Servino. Alright, let's move on to Shadow. Shadow I know the least, so I'll do my best here to understand what's going on. Alright. Baseline abilities, Shadow Form, cool. Mind Flay is top of the thing, typical. Vampiric Touch is a talent. Vampiric Touch is a talent. Devouring Plague is a talent. Mind Seer is a talent. I mean, at least Devouring Plague. Well, yeah. I mean, these are gimmies. You will get these. You might not get Mind Seer, which will be like an interesting choice to make. Like, what damage do you do to yourself by not going this route? Because if you don't get Mind Seer, you don't get anything here. Actually, you don't get anything here or here. So all this is closed off to you. So this would better be like dope. Like, this is the Mythic Plus tree. Maybe. Hopefully it won't suck. Need Mind Seer for silence? Do you need silence? Alright. Row 3. Death and Madness. If your target dies within 7 seconds after being struck with death, you gain stuff. See, Platycus is so offended. Like, how do you not get silence? What if we have enough silences? What if you don't? Then you spec into it. Easy. Anyway, Mind Bomb. Inflicts the target with a Mind Bomb. It's something disorient. Reduces the cooldown of Psychic Scream. Oh, it's kind of like as if you wanted to have something reliable in case he can't silence. Haha. Next one. Choice Node Misery. Which is my favorite because I'm so lazy. Or you can pick up Syrian Nightmare. Instantly deal shadow damage to enemies around the target and afflicts them with Shadow Word Pain, which is like really good too. If the enemy is already affected by it, Syrian Nightmare damage is increased. It's only usable while channeling Mind Seer. So maybe you'll only get Misery. Silence is here. Cool. And then Fortress of the Mind. Mind Flay and Mind Blast deal more damage and generate more Insanitars. Cool. Next row. Vamp Embrace. So this isn't what it used to be, man. I remember like the other day I was asking someone, hey dude, how about why don't you use Vampiric Embrace? Hello, raid cooldown, it heals people. And then she was like, no, it doesn't do that anymore. I was like, oh, I stand corrected. This thing sucks. And it doesn't seem to be like any difference. Like, unless these two things here say, hey, it'll affect your party in raid. To me, Vamp Embrace is like a dead ability. Anyway, Unfurling Darkness is right over here. After casting Vamp Touch on a target, your next Vamp Touch within 8 seconds is instant and it deals damage immediately. Okay, I know what this one is. This one's fun. I love using that with Misery because I'm lazy. Very lazy. And probably good for like, quickly getting into it for like a Mythic Plus or something. Vampiric Insight. Vampiric Touch periodic damage has a chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Mind Blast. That's cool. Kind of familiar. Last Word reduces the cooldown of silence by 15 seconds. Whoop-de-doo. What's the cooldown on it? I don't know what the cooldown is on it. But yeah, very compelling. And then Dispersion is here. Your personal cooldown. Oh, wait, that's it? So by going the AoE route, I mean, I could skip the AoE route. I have to get silenced in order to get like dispersion and defenses and whatever that is. All right. Row 5. Sand Lane reduces the cooldown of Vamp Embrace by whatever and increases its healing done by 45 seconds on silence. Okay, not bad. Hallucinations is right here. You're successful at Dispel Magic or whatever it is. Oh, and Power Word Shield. It generates some insanity. Definitely for Master Spell, man. If you're going to ever use this thing. So, this is Vampiric Embrace. This will give me... this will make it shorter. And this gives me a different... This is dead to me. So, sorry. Shadowy Apparitions. That's a must. That's too good. How do you live without this? How do you go... How do you go down this tree? Yeah, you have to avoid... Well, you'll basically avoid everything here. Right? Oh, and that too. But apparitions is just dope, man. How do you not get that? Void Eruption is here. This is Void Form. Oh shit. Okay, you've got you. How do you not get this either? I find it fascinating that you can avoid this because there's only one path. It starts with a Void Form, but you can skip these things here. I mean, you definitely don't want to. There are definitely wrong choices that you can make. So, anyway. Monomania is this one right here. While channeling your Mind Flayer or Mind Seer, the periodic rate of your vamp touch and pain is increased by a lot, which is cool. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, that sounds good, like a good thing. Psychic Horror. Okay, so this is their stun, Shadow Stun, and Intangibility. Dispersion heals you for whatever. I'm not gonna AOE. Screw that. I just want AOE things. Yeah, I will. It's 1 point, dude. But I'll probably, if I'm gonna sacrifice anything, I'm gonna sacrifice like my I'm gonna sacrifice like the silence, the stun, and the and whatever this thing is. God, what is it? Not intention. Dispersion. There we go. I would sacrifice this if I can get away with it. So like if I'm in a big enough group, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. I'll just die. Psychic Link is here. Mind Blast deals 30 to 60% of its damage to all other targets affected by Vampiric Touch. Okay, that's familiar. Auspicious Spirits, Shadowy Apparitions are better. Here's a choice done. Hungry and Void. Your Void Bolt causes the target to become vulnerable to the void. Void increases in their damage taken. It's only effective on one target. Casting it on an enemy that is already vulnerable extends it if it crits. Okay. Or Surrender to Madness. Yeah. Go, go, go. Or else. Damnation instantly afflicts the target with all the good stuff. You know, I like this one, or I've liked this, but I know it's like a bad ability to use because I don't know, I guess it's different for like Mythic Plus or something because you want to like ramp up and get started, and then like it'll make your next one like instant, and like that helps too. But still, I think for Mythic Plus, you want to just do that one ability that applies a whole crap ton of Shadow Word Pains anyway. And then Void Touch. While not in Void form, Mind Flay has a 5 to 10% chance to allow you to cast Void Bolt. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, it's cool, but then it feels like it would interfere with like a Mind Blast or something. So, but it only happens when you're outside of Void form. Now, does Void Bolt add Insanity? Because that would be cool too. So anyway, we're down here at row 7. Shadow Crash. Throw a big old dark turd. Gotcha. Ancient Madness. Void form increases your crit strike chance by a lot for 15 seconds at the start, reducing by 2% every second. Malediction reduces the cooldown of that by 15 seconds, and then Void Torrents. Channel a torrent of void energy into the target, dealing damage over 3 seconds, and you pretty much go to Void form afterwards. All right. Mental Fortitude is down here. Healing from Vampiric Touch when you are at max health. Healing from Vamp Touch when you're at max health will shield you for the same amount. It can't exceed a certain value based on talent rank. It's a 2-rank talent. I'm going to guess it's no more than like 20% or something like that. It's not going to be that great. So this, yeah, that's 2 points that I need to like get down to like these 2 things here. I can go a different route if I want to go here because I can just go straight to this instead. Yeah, so like any of these I can just, like this one I can go straight into. These I need to like spec into. But yeah, this freebie one is called Insidious Ire. Sorry. While you have Shadow Word Pain, Devouring Plague, and Vampiric Touch active on the same target, your Mind Blast just goes nuts. So this is like a single target, get him. Now this is tough because it's like you need to have all three things active. With Shadow Word Pain, Vampiric Touch, not so bad, but Devouring Plague, it only lasts for what, like 5-6 seconds at most, I think? It's not very long. And so you'll be able to get like, you'll be able to basically just get one Mind Blast. It'll compel you. It'll compel a rotation of when you hit Devouring Plague, your next button pretty much almost has to be it almost has to be your Mind Blast, so you can take advantage of it. I mean, it's cool. So Mind Devour is right here. Mind Blast deals increased damage and has a 10 to 20% chance to make your next plague cost no insanity. Ooh. Dude. Getting this and this would be a really good synergy, man. Yeah. Row 9. Sanguine Teachings. While shielded, Vampiric Touch and Devouring Plague deal more damage. More of this while shielded thing. I'm not very happy with that. Unleash the Shadows. Vampiric Touch crits have a chance. Also have a chance to create an apparition. Ooh, that's heavy. If you go down this apparition route. Rot and Withers right here. Mind Flay and Mind Sear damage have a 5% chance to extend Vampiric Touch and Shadow Word Pain by 2 to 4 seconds. I mean, that's 5% chance is really low, man. That doesn't feel great to me. Like, if I'm gonna go, down here for these, I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna go this way. I don't feel like Rot and Wither is worth it. Now, Mind Sear damage, that's different. Mind Flay, though, so this is, if anything, this would be like an AoE, Cleave, Mythic Plus sort of dealy. I wouldn't go for the others, though. And then Abyssal Knowledge is to the far right. Monomania also increases the crit strike of Shadow Word Pain and Vamp Touch by, okay, that's all right. Let's see what's down here, though, because you got to get this. You gotta get 3 points in this sucker to like go down to like some of these choice nodes. So these had better be like dope. Choice node. Idol of N'Zoth. Damage dealt by Pain, Touch, and Devouring Plague has a 20% chance to apply Echoing Void. Each time it's applied, it has a chance to collapse, dealing shadow damage to all nearby enemies until no stacks remain. So it builds up a thing. 20% chance by each tick. And each time it's applied, it has a chance, we don't know what the chance is, but it has a chance to go boom. Multiple booms. Because it's an echoing thing. Haha, Echoing Void. And then there's Idol of Yasiraj. Shadow Fiend causes you to gain a benefit based on your target's current emotional state. What? I don't get it. Shadow Fiend causes you to gain a benefit based on your target's current emotional state. There's no description. No description at all. Okay. This here is Void Apparitions. Shadowy Apparitions have a 10% chance to become infused with the Void, dealing 20% additional damage. That's like definitely a gimme if you're going the Apparition route. Living Shadow. Consuming Vampiric Insight causes your shadow to animate after a moment. For 10 seconds, whenever you cast a spell, your shadow will cast a similar spell. This sounds familiar. Vampiric Insight. So, is that the thing that was up here? No, I didn't. No, it was Vampiric Insight. I'm not too familiar. I'm not quite sure what that means. And then Idolic Intuition. Vampiric Insights, again, has a greater chance to occur. What is Vampiric Insight? I should... Okay, so Vampiric Insight is like a new thing. Okay, Vampiric Touch periodic damage has a chance to reset the remaining cooldown. And then all the way down here, there's more stuff. Consuming it causes... Oh! Yeah, I know what this one is. Okay. Yeah, this is something that we... I think this is like the... Isn't this based on like the tier set bonus or something right now? That's what it sounds like. Anyway, so that's idolic intuition, and then last one is here, Idol of Cthulhu. Mindflay and Mindseer have a chance to spawn a Void Tendril or Void Lasher that channels at your target for 15 seconds, generating... Oh, that's also like a corruption thing. That's kind of neat. Or Idol of Yogg-Saron. After conjuring 50 shadow apparitions, you summon a thing from beyond. Oh, that's dope. See, this is cool. This is cool. These are neat, dude. I want this. I want these nodes over here. So somehow, so I'm gonna have to go down. So I could still avoid silence if I really wanted to. If I'm a real monster, I can avoid everything here and progress down this path here. Boom, boom, boom. Make my way down and then summon dudes. That's what I like about it. To me, this is very thematic. I don't care if these things are crap. Like, I just want like stuff to come out. Now, do I want a thing from beyond, or do I want like laser shits going? Lasers are a thing. I think I want lasers. Yeah. Because I have a feeling that, I mean, neither of these you can really line up, right? Yeah, after conjuring 50, yeah, you don't know. You'll be able to track it, I'm sure, but it's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell. And it's just chaos. You're like lining up, like, oh, my insanity's full. I can throw my, I can pop whatever form. Oh, my devouring plague things are up. Let me throw that. Oh, there's a dude coming out with fucking tentacle lasers. So this seems fun. I mean, it's like I don't have a lot of experience with like Shadow Priest and all that stuff. It's mostly like with leveling, and that's about it. I have like no comprehension when it comes to like raids and definitely dungeons. Like I look like a joke whenever I was leveling my priest when I was doing it, but it was fun. So some of these do feel pretty interesting. There's some pretty cool things that I think we can make out of this. I think I'm most fascinated so far by just like the class tree itself. But the other ones, it does seem like it allows for some very defining, you can really make an identity out of this. Like, hey, I want to be a disc priest that leans heavily towards one thing and not the other. Or you can be, a disc priest, the perfect Zen balance and all that. I want to like Holy. Holy seemed all right. They have some like pretty cool. I think they had like some pretty cool things going around it. Shadow did seem interesting to me too, but I'm not a pro. I'm not a professional on all these things. I'm just kind of looking at stuff and reacting to them like an ignorant fool. But what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think of these different talent trees and the class trees. Send your thoughts on that. Like the video if y'all don't mind. And I will see you guys for the next talent preview, whenever that is. Until then, though, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.